All right, so we're just gonna work on some recall. Oh gosh, the lens is fogging. Hold on. It's very humid out. We're gonna give this a try. All right, there we go. Hey, big guy. Here's a good boy. So we're just going for a walk. I have him unlocked on the freedom leash here. Gonna go to this field back here in this court. This way, big guy. Good boy. Just gonna try to keep him out of the road and people's yards as much as possible. Come on, big guy, this way. Good boy. I know. We're almost to open grass. Good boy, good pee-pee. Yes, good boy. So just created a little bit of a temporary boundary there so we don't get him tangled up in the bushes with the long lead. Same thing here. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and get a treat ready. After he marks this one, try to call him back in. Hey, Shadow, come. Oh, good boy. That's it. Good job, big guy. Thank you. Alrighty, let's go. So especially with recall exercises, it'll end up usually taking a lot more time than many others, just because if we call them back too often, even if we give them a reward each time, they'll be less inclined, I find, after each recall. So it's more about value or quality than quantity, and then just trying to give him a you're okay, big guy, and then just trying to give him as much kind of free time to wander around and explore in between as possible. Right now I'm working on it so I recall him when it doesn't look like he's too intently focused on anything, just to get him used to responding and immediately coming back. And then later on we'll work with more distractions, like recalling when seeing another dog or a person or some kids playing, things like that. We'll still kind of practice with them as the opportunity arises, but we're not going to be actively seeking them out, just because I'm trying to get him the base practice first. Good boy. Shadow, come. Good job. Thank you. Good boy. Come on, let's head back this way. trying to stick to more quieter parts of the neighborhood. What, bud? You see somebody? Just gonna make a temporary boundary here just because it gets too tight over that way, and we'll be in everybody's backyard. Good boy. Yes, good boy. Good job, big guy. Thank you. Okay. So that time he just responded and came back on the leash pressure alone. So that's why I went ahead and rewarded him for that. Good boy. This way, big guy. Just creating a natural boundary so that way he doesn't go too deep into other people's backyards. And all I'm doing is just stopping the leash so you can't keep going in that direction. Good boy. Same thing here. Yes, good boy. Hi. Good boy, good job. And what we're really just trying to get him conditioned in is being able to be out and about and feel free to wander, but then rewarded for either coming back and checking in on his own, or of course when called, or probably less, but we'll work on that too. It's just the pressure of the leash, just because especially when we switch over to like the 30-foot leash or 50-foot leash or 100-foot leash. That way we want him to kind of really be responding more off of the recall from a verbal request or a sound or something, as opposed to the leash pressure, just because if for whatever reason he was off leash, that's what we really want the most practice in. So now he's gonna be going probably the wrong way there. And try to catch him before I run out of leash here. I'm pretty close. He's pretty far, so we'll see if he responds to this one. He seems to be very interested in something too, so. Hey, Shadow. Shadow, come here, bud. Oh, good boy, almost. Ah, I thought about it. Shadow, come here. Shadow. Nope. So this is one of those times when whatever is over there has got his nose and his interest more than anything else. So now I'm just gonna hold the leash pressure until he responds. Shadow, come. Nope. So just holding the leash pressure again. Come here. Good boy. Yes, thank you. All right. Okay, now you can go. Go ahead. Okay. And that's gonna be 9 times out of 10 where pups will fail, and that's where you'll want some sort of consequence, like the being on the leash or the vibration of a e-collar or something like that, so that way he has some sort of repercussion for ignoring the command and just kind of going back to whatever he was checking out. Right now we're working more on just the reward part and the reaction than any consequence, but it's still always a good idea, so he doesn't learn to just ignore, to always have him on some sort of leash when practicing. So give him the opportunity. We take a break, try to get his attention again, and then we use the leash to help out. Because like I said, I really want to try to use leash pressure in this kind of exercise as little as possible. And we really want him to respond more so off of just the verbal commands and cues in his name. At least the lens seems to be okay now. I think just going from inside and out into the humidity was a bit much there at first. So once again, just going around the tree there and getting closer to him so that way I don't make the leash pressure. Good boy. Hi, bud. Thank you. Good boy. Yeah, and just rewarding when he checks back and comes back to me. That's good. I'm gonna try to use his name to call him this way before he goes too far into the court. Shadow. Shadow. Come. Almost. So you see, especially there when he thinks about coming, but then changes his mind. Yes, good boy. Thank you, big guy. Good boy. Oh, he is over the treats, or he's caught a whiff of something. So it kind of goes back to that first day where, you know, realizing that the smell and his nose is guiding him and distracting him more than anything else. Something that I'm gonna try too, since he's kind of really deep in finding the scent, is just making myself exciting by moving around. Hi, hi. Oh, where am I going? Come here, big guy. Good boy. Nope, almost. So you kind of notice how just moving and being energetic caught his attention for a little bit, but then again he found whatever that scent was. Leave it. Don't know what that is, so good boy. Could leave it. Come on, big guy, let's go. Good boy. So now while his nose is up, oh, hold on. Now while his nose, now while his nose is up and he's looking for something to get into, he sees the car. We're gonna take advantage of that. Shadow, come. Good boy. And you can kind of clearly see the difference there. So you can kind of see where he's at. He's working really well, so long as he's not too nose distracted into something for the recall. Can I just let the leash do the work here? Good boy, this way. Good boy. Hi. Oh gosh. Oh, hi. Here you go, big guy. Okay. Oh, only been out here for like 10 minutes already, sweating bullets. We want to try to keep in mind, because of the type of the activity too, a lot more running back and forth. He's gonna probably be more tired. Wonder what kind of plants those are over there. He's definitely interested in something. Hey bud, what you got? Definitely looks like something for sure. Don't know what it is though. I know. No, big guy. Come on. Good boy. Yes, good boy. Just making a boundary here. Oop, gotta be very, oh God, oh God. Just gotta be very careful on the hill. You all right, big guy? All right, camera overheated, so just gave it a break for a bit. Walking back in the court. Asphalt's going to be pretty hot right now, so trying to just get him to get to the other side. All right, shade feels nice. Okay, so now that we have some open space again, I want to try to get his attention before he hits the end of the leash, so that way I know that he's responding off of the verbal command as opposed to the physical leash. And he's definitely getting a little bit of something on his nose, so this will be a good time to practice again. Shadow. Yes, good boy. Very good. Good job, big guy. Thank you. Good boy. Good job. There we go. So, and it's gonna be hard, but he'll get used to the timings as well. Seeing clearly when he is fully distracted and nose deep into a scent, and or still searching around for something to get into. This way, big guy. Good boy. Just gonna just kind of lightly guide him to the right direction, and then I'll let the leash do the rest, just because we don't want him crossing into that barrier there. Good boy. Yes, good job, big guy. Good job. Creating the barrier so he doesn't get caught up in the trees. Good boy. Hello? Okay, hold on. All right, my girlfriend needs me for something, so we'll just slowly start heading back that way, and we'll try again in a little bit after his lunch break. Oh, we're going potty. All right, let's try this again, big guy. Good boy. So, giving him a treat there just because he was distracted by the people washing the car and paid attention to the leash pressure. Good boy. At least now there's a little bit of a breeze out. Hopefully that doesn't mean that there's a storm coming or anything. Looks okay. Good boy. Good job, big guy. Setting a boundary there as he was walking into the street. Gonna try to make a lap around. Hopefully we'll run into some pups and some kids. Good boy. Good boy. Good job. Good guy. Good boy. So we have a car and a jogger. Come here, big guy. Oh, thanks. Okay, so the car is gonna let us go. Good boy. So after he's done sniffing here, I want him to wait for me before crossing the street. So I'm gonna try a verbal first. Hey, Shadow. Good boy. Wait. Good job. He's doing good. Wait. And then leash. He got distracted there, which is fine. Figured he had to pee on it. Good boy. Hey, big guy. Alright. Got one more car coming. Wait. Good boy. Good wait. Alright, this way, big guy. Good job. Okay. As most dogs do, tend to walk a little bit faster across the street. He did slow down though as soon as he felt the leash pressure, so that was good. Good boy. And got immediately distracted by his smell. So since this road is gonna definitely be a bit busier, just be ready to stop the leash and create those boundaries just like as if we were in the shopping center. Okay, good boy. This way, big guy. Come. Shadow. Yes, good boy. So, especially in that case, right, where we see that there's a marker on the lawn and they don't want dogs on there, but his nose is already engaged in something. We use both leash pressure as well as a verbal cue to try to get him moving along there. Since we're kind of heading into the part where it's just a lot of people's homes, I'm gonna go ahead and turn around. Use a little bit of leash pressure. Yes, good boy. Good job. Good boy. This way, big guy. I know. I think he sees the person walking over there. Good boy. This way. Good boy. Especially when it's hot out, you want to pay close attention to your pet. He's usually panting anyways, but the breathing, like mine, is a little bit more labored. Air is a little bit thicker. So you just want to try to pay attention to how they're doing. As I said, these sessions don't last too long, and it's really good to just give them some breaks in the AC and some water. Leash pressure there. Good boy. Good job, big guy. Just to let them kind of reset and cool down. Good boy. Okay. And because he found himself something to get into, I'm just gonna wait. If I go any further, we're gonna run out of leash. Good boy. That way he can just kind of catch up on his own. Just being mindful here. Good job. So he's definitely getting a lot better about not just running off, which is really good. Less practice for recall, but that's okay. It's getting to the point where, like I said, quality matters over quantity anyways, but just being out here, giving him opportunities to get distracted maybe by other dogs or people, things going on, and then working through recovering it. So since he's getting close to the edge there, just getting ready just in case to press the button to stop the lead. But he's doing a good job just staying in boundaries. He's not too far from me. Good boy. Very good. Good boy, Shadow. So since he kind of tucked in closer, I took advantage of it and just tried to give him that positive reinforcement, see if he respond to his name and kind of perk up. Good boy. He's not hard stuck on me, but the fact that he is at least checking in is really good. Good boy, yes. So just applying some leash pressure now. Didn't want him to cross the street here. Use some leash pressure, see if he's able to figure it out or if he's gonna wrap himself around. Probably. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and release. And you can see there, just finding something on the ground and not paying attention to the leash. By the time he does notice that there's pressure, it's too late. Going up ahead a little bit. So before we get to the end of the leash, I'll try using his name. Shadow. Shadow. Yes, good boy, come. Good job, big guy. That was good. It took a second try, but he was obviously already on the ground. So I'll definitely count that more as a win than anything else. Good boy. Especially since before he's so used to just ignoring and then continuing on his way. Definitely want to reward him for responding and coming back. Just applying some leash pressure so we don't lose too much progress going forward back home. Good job, big guy. Good boy. Yeah, you did good. So now, I'm gonna try to get his attention. Leash pressure. Shadow, this way. Good boy. Okay, and sit. Good boy. Okay. All right, we're gonna cross the street, okay? Good boy, come on this way. Good boy. Good boy. Okay. Only needed to use leash pressure just initially there, and then got his attention. Did well listening, sitting, waiting, and then moving in the direction that we kind of were guiding him to, all without any extra leash pressure. So that was really good. So this will be good because he's gonna get distracted by the people working on the car there. The breeze is definitely nice, but I hope it doesn't start raining. Okay, it's going off to the side there. I'm just gonna let the leash pressure do the work. If he starts going down the hill too much, I'm gonna go ahead and create tension. Good boy. Yes, good job, big guy. Bring him back this way before he gets caught up in the tree. Good boy. Good job. Thank you. Good job, big guy. Okay. And then once again, leash pressure, and then releasing. Good job. So I'm just doing my best to not just pull him to where I want to go. I want to just use that momentary pressure whenever possible, or create that boundary. So right there, I don't want him to get into the person's car. Good boy. And then just releasing as soon as he stops going the wrong way. Good boy. Wait. Good boy, good weight. All right, let's go. Good job. It's a good habit whenever possible to stop at crosswalks or for crossing the street. Some pups will realize the break in the sidewalk, some won't. Good boy. Just created a little bit of tension there so he doesn't keep going. Good boy, big guy. Good job. All right. Good boy. Okay. Shadow. Yeah, sit. Good boy. Good job, big guy. Who's that? Who's that?
How you doing?
Oh, good boy. Oh, there you go.
I know that spot.
How you guys doing?
Hey.
Sorry about that. I had to reschedule on the work count. Yeah, I'll just be back in about an hour. It's it's right here in Fredericksburg, so
Okay.
won't be very long. Yeah, just try to keep them hydrated and just have a good time. Let me know if like you're walking short distances and still have any kind of issues or anything, but we'll go over everything during the actual session.
Okay, perfect.
Alrighty.
Thanks.
I'll see you guys, no problem.
All right.
I'll let you take that. Let's go. There you go. You can go ahead and open one up and give it to him. It's mostly a lot of the same thing you guys see anyways. We're just kind of doing repetitions. Probably starting next week after the weekend when we practice, we'll start doing more like long range recall. Hopefully it'll be cooler after Sunday too, so that way you guys can see the new exercises we're doing. But right now it's mostly all the same anyway.
It's been very helpful.
Very good. Good boy. All right. Do you have any questions on that, Mom?
I mean, was that how it's supposed to be?
That's pretty
I
good.
don't really.
So the one thing too that I want to mention before the kids have a turn is like the hardest thing is when you're just walking a straight line, because you're not giving as much input when you're turning. So that's something to keep in mind too sometimes, and that's where a lot of trainers you'll see they'll do like those 180s and things like that. You could do that, or like while we're walking on the social sessions, you can kind of see I just let the leash do the work, I just wait, or I just kind of guide him by continuing to go. Not putting any extra pulling force on the leash, I'm just letting me get further away, increase that pressure too. Yeah.
Redirect.
Yeah. So I just concentrate on walking, and I let the leash do most of the work and him do most of the work of, following.
Yeah.
The hardest part for most people when we're practicing something like this is not micromanaging, So everybody's kind of used to, as soon as he starts going the wrong way and pulling, instinctively pulling him back. Yeah, or calling his name or things like that.
Like this?
There you go, good. Very good. So he's just doing good with just following, and he'd probably be good with just the start and stop too. Go ahead and try to lose him. Try to weave in and out of the cones and try to get him to kind of get distracted or lose him. It's fun. Very good. Very good. There you go. Even better. Good. And so you kind of see the main thing that we've just been practicing is him having to kind of focus more on us and where we're going and what we're doing, whether or not it's with or without a treat. And we'll kind of go over at the end, you know, how weaning them off of those things. Even pretending like you have a treat, like reaching into the bag and holding it up to you and having them focus on you for a bit, even empty. You know, that way you can just practice with the hand motions, because it's more so like the thought of a reward coming that's helping to drive him than the actual reward. A lot of people will get stuck on that too, because they'll feel like they always need a treat or something. It's not. It just helps with the focus part. You need the focus.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Very good. There you go. Go ahead and give him the treat, and then we'll let your sister have a turn.
I already did.
Oh, perfect. There you go.
Come have him sit down on the mat, on the elevated bed.
Face?
Perfect. Good. And with that too, I always still reward him. It's okay. So just making sure he releases on command as well. Perfect. There you go. And that was definitely a hard part for him too, was just the fact that he'd want to get on and just get off.
Yeah.
Get on and get off. So like really having those like separations between sit, stay, wait, come, you know? Yeah. And just it helps with his impulse control, especially at kind of like those puppy behaviors he never really grew out of. You know, he sees something, he wants to do it, he just wants to follow. There you go, good job. And then close. You kind of see what I mean there?
Yep.
So instead of just walking, she stopped and she called his name, which is perfectly fine because we'll do that with recall. But when you're trying to practice getting him used to just paying attention to the leash, that kind of it eliminates it altogether pretty much, because he almost ignored it there. I think he would have recovered, but we didn't get a chance to work on it because he called, which is fine.
Where's that tree?
So go ahead and have him placed for the treat, and then this time when you're walking up and then turning, do your best to not call his name or anything and just keep walking. So like I said, it's not that she's doing anything wrong, but if you want to continue the training, it's just something that you have to just focus on, because you know we just do these things involuntarily. So do your best to just kind of lose him but not say anything and let the leash do the work. So keep walking that way. Yep, just keep walking that way. There you go. Good boy. There it is. So it's going to be really hard because she had to really trudge, but it was also because she gave him a lot of space first.
Still want to get to that point.
And that's something that he's really good at. You know, as soon as he starts going the wrong way, he's going to let him know that to not go that way. So he's really good at that. She's more of like, you know, not. So that's where like you have to work with her, just kind of doing her own thing pretty much and letting the leash do the work. Good.
Do you want to get him under the
Good.
Shut up.
Just grab it from the front foot. There you go.
There you go. Good. So now go ahead and make a hard left and come back in. And then just have him placed for the treat. Yeah. That's fine. He's still on there, it's okay. All right, very good. All right, and then for him, it's pretty much the same, except what you're gonna need to focus on is just walking and going where you wanna go and not applying additional force. So just keep your arm loose and let the leash kind of do the work when he kind of runs out of it. Very good. So that was good. He stopped without giving a command, and then he kind of helped him verbally to kind of catch up to him. I think he would have anyways, but like once again, we don't know because we kind of jumped the gun on it. Okay. So next time he stops, go ahead and give him that treat.
Like when he stops.
Perfect. There you go. Good. Now this time when you start walking, don't say anything. Just pay attention to him, and when he looks at you, just say good boy. There you go. Now same here. Let the leash do the work. You keep walking the way you want to go. And right there.
Boy.
There you go.
Good boy.
Very good. Yep, just
Good
keep walking.
boy.
Yep. So he's just getting more distracted, so just keep guiding.
Walk around.
There you go. Good. Almost. It's hard though. Good. Yeah, go ahead and we'll give him another water break.
He wants the grass.
We'll go ahead and give him a little bit of a break again. Good. There you go. Good. There you go. Good. Because it's not like I don't like to train the zombie dogs, the ones that like can't like go and explore and smell and be interested in the environment. We just want him to not pull.
Yeah.
Especially so when he sees something interesting, eventually we want him to get to the point where he doesn't just go by himself, but he stops and he pays attention to you, and then you can release him, kind of like with a sit stay, to go and check it out if you're not there yet. That's all. This is just to help deter him from just continuing on without you and just go back to refocusing. Good. Alright, so the big test here is to just try to walk past this patch of grass, I feel like. Has been the biggest thing. So go ahead and try to walk by it. There you go. And then, yep, and then just keep walking. Almost. There you go. Almost. So you kind of see it's going to be something too, especially with the kids. As soon as he kind of, and that's why you want to pay attention to him. As soon as he starts to get off track and off focus, you're almost going to need to focus more on where you're going to go, so that way you don't stop, start following him, and have to recover. Yeah. So if you keep up your momentum, he actually has to work through it, as opposed to him just taking all of your momentum away.
Right.
All right.
So yeah, a situation like that where he's just beyond the point of being redirected, he just is on his own.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to kind of wait for him to recover.
Yep. And he should. There you go, just like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got it.
Did you hear what TJ was saying though? Like when Shadow starts to veer off to where you don't want him to go, you just keep walking, not faster, no jerk, but that way he's more likely to follow you versus you following him.
Start walking.
Just for her safety. Good. There you go. And that's the thing too, is like as soon as he does the right thing, that pressure should release. Good. Okay, let's see if he pulls her towards there. Good. Very good. So this will be kind of like the final challenge, I feel like. And the more that you're out walking and working with him, you'll know the more things that kind of pull his distractions and when he has to pee and things like that. Bless you.
Hey, Travis.
Very good. Good. There you go. Yep. Just keep walking. Very good.
Nice.
There you go. Same thing. Yep. And there. Good. There you go. Good. All right. So no more dragging the kids around.
Yeah, that's great.
So it's going to be, like I said, 50-50, right?
Yeah.
The gear is going to help, but it's also going to take some reconditioning on the kids' part.
Yep. Remember,
You okay?
You can tell him good boy. Okay.
Oh, anybody have any questions on anything?
Not really, no. Thank you.
Did you see how to do this? Because I wasn't really. Yep, that was a little distracted.
I think the muzzle's more for kids.
Well, you can have it on as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This just helps.
Okay. You're not happy about that, are you?
He's doing better. Before, when we first started, he just kept trying to take it off.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
Was he like
legit
batting
type
at his nose? He does that all the time.
Mhm.
Right?
So that's why it's good. Like, if you don't need to, you can give him breaks. Just have him listen to you, and you have him sit and take it off for him. You know, so that way he's not trying to do it, but he's listening to you, so you can have a break. You know, little things like that. But he's definitely getting a lot better, and I'll keep getting him used to it too.
There you go.
Go to shade, huh, buddy? That's better.
Good. There you go.
On the grass
Go
bed?
for it.
There you go.
I like the
He
grass
looks
better.
like a horse.
It's yeah, it's the same theory, right? You
Yeah.
know, we don't try to control the horse because that would never work out. But we put that on their face and help guide them, and now it's enough of a deterrent because their own muscle mass moving against their neck is enough.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Cool.
That's not me.
Very cool.
Anybody have any questions? Turn this off again.
Do you have any questions, Drew? Do you, Chad?
No, not really.
Shouldn't do you have any questions? No.
The so you said that you're starting to do the recall stuff. You're gonna get longer and longer with that.
Mhm.
How's he been doing so far? I mean, I've seen the videos.
He's been doing really good. Like the main thing. Oh, it's in this set of footage that I still have in the camera. The main thing's gonna be where his point is right now. So like if he's really nose deep into something and very out there already, still gonna take some time to get him back. At least with the verbal cue. If you do the verbal cue with the leash, he comes back. But I'm really trying to get him, you know, completely without leash pressure on the recall. The next step after some more warm-up practice is going to be just like tone training. So getting him used to having the collar on and coming to for a beat is what I do with my pups. And that's an easy thing to condition because we've already started. He hears the beep on the desk, I just press it, and then they all come to me for a treat. So he understands, he connects like hearing the beep to looking for me and coming to me for a treat. And then we kind of add that outside, but I want him to kind of get used to just recalling off of the sound first. And then if you guys might need it, maybe seeing how he acts to like a physical sensation like the vibrate. It depends on, you know, just how far along he is. Like if you notice that he's starting to kind of drift and he's about to get into something and you beep or call his name, then he'll come back. But if he's already like, you know, nose deep in the bushes and stuff, it's gonna be too late. So having something like just the vibration or something, he can be off leash or if he's loose for whatever reason, or if you're just at the beach or hiking, you know, getting him trained to just come back on the tone, because if he doesn't, then the vibration will help to kind of snap him out of whatever he's distracted in. Then it's just kind of up to you guys from there if the vibration isn't enough. Usually what happens is I'll just test it and I'll record what his reaction is to the vibration. Some dogs, they ignore it. It's like nothing. Some dogs, they freak out too much, and then you have to teach them to not run away during that sensation. And then attaching it to coming back to making it stop is another big thing. That's where a lot of people will make the mistake and kind of fail, is they'll like overcorrect their dog trying to get their attention, and they end up scaring them, and now they're pulling or going the opposite way. And that can be a very dangerous situation, especially if you're off leash. So getting him kind of understanding that the beat means to come, and the vibration just to help him snap out of whatever he's too fixated on to come in. And I said, if that's not enough, then it's going to be kind of up to you guys from there. I have a citronella spray collar, and that will work with some dogs, and maybe his, because his coat's not too long. Most of the time the problem is the spray comes from underneath, and if the hair is too long,
Yeah.
it'll just block it.
Well,
But
in the
sometimes
winter,
just
he's furrier than this.
yeah, and sometimes it's just the sound of it and the scent that will help too, because the citronella spray itself has that scent that helps to get dogs, you know, pretty much just not fixated on whatever he's fixated, so that way he can recall. That's
Right.
kind of be like, that's the hardest part. Like right,
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, right now you guys are taking advantage of his nose to catch him, which is fine.
Yeah.
But we want to try to kind of get him to just work through that too, and
Right.
being able to listen to us.
Yes, we would love that. Has he been in the crate much, and if so, how is he doing with the crate, or is it
Oh.
really part of his life right now?
No, not really. He kind of goes in and out because the bed's in there, and all the dogs have kind of been taking turns. But he hasn't been like forced in there. He goes in there to eat without any. Alrighty, so all we'll do is just kind of walk together.
Okay.
That way it'll be easy for him to kind of recall to wherever. Good. You know, we might have to, thank you. I was gonna say if they knock over, that's fine. We'll try to go towards those trees over there. And the hardest part here is not getting yourself or anybody else tangled up. That's why 50 foot is usually a good length. Once you start getting to like 50 and then 100, you definitely just start getting wound up in a lot of things.
Oh yeah.
Good girl. So, just doing her freedom walk. Good girl. Getting her used to just checking back in on us. Good girl. Okay, go ahead. Practicing recall and leash work. Good girl. I'm coming. Good girl. Good girl. Good potty. So I'm going to be trying to go into as many open spaces as possible so that way we don't run into too much traffic or people. So I'll see what she does here. Yes, good girl. Perfect. So got a little bit further away, but noticed the direction that I was going and corrected herself. This is very hot out, so keeping the sessions to about maybe 20 or 30 minutes at a time. The camera was overheating a little bit earlier, so tried to cool it down from shadows, walking, taking her out now. Doing some drills at home, just some indoor recall in place. I'll probably make a video of that later on too, but it's pretty simple. Oh, good girl. Stool is nice and healthy looking. Always good to keep an eye on it, especially when you're going through a lot of treats during the day or changing up different types of treats as well. Good girl, very good. So just trying to walk her through to this other side here. She noticed that I was going right as she was going left. The goal with her is to either use the verbal recall of her name or just reward her when she checks in on her own, or use leash pressure if she starts going too far. I want to try to give her as much leeway, good girl, as possible, because I want her really getting used to just being rewarded for checking in on her own. She's definitely doing really well. Good girl. Not having to be micromanaged, which is good. This way. Good girl. Trying to find little shade spots here. Also moving closer to the road, so letting her kind of get distracted by the people there and being ready to lock the leash boundary wise so she doesn't run into the street. Good girl. She's doing so good. Yeah, you're doing a good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. She was distracted by that person going to their car, so I was gonna call her name, but she just took notice of me before I could, so just rewarded her for coming back and sitting down. Good girl. So now she's, oh, I was gonna try to call, good girl. She's doing too well. I was about to say I was gonna try to call her name to get her to recall, but she stopped beforehand. Here, we'll try now. Indy. Yes, good girl. Good job. Good girl. That'll be a good thing to note too, is to pay close attention to what you're actually working on. Like if I wanted her to respond to the leash pressure, I would just activate the leash pressure. If I wanted her to respond to her name, I would make it so there's no leash pressure and then I call her name. So that way it's more clear to you and to her what she's actually responding to. Good girl. And she's just paying attention to me and where I'm going, so she's just doing a really good job of following. Okay. If she gets too far, I'll try to practice recall with her name before the leash pressure. If she hits the leash pressure and comes back, we'll go ahead and give her praise for that. Here we go. So now she's making some good distance and getting distracted by her nose. That was a good check-in right there. So now while she's not paying attention and she's got her nose in something, Indy, yes, good girl. Very good girl. So you can kind of clearly tell in that situation that she heard her name and responded to it because there was no leash pressure. She wasn't already looking at me and paying attention to where I was going or what I was doing, and she was actually pretty absorbed in whatever scent she was tracking. So that was a really good recall. Okay. Now, while going through the trees and the bushes here, see if we'll need to use the leash pressure so she doesn't get herself tangled up. So like right here. Yes, good girl, this way. Perfect. Good girl. Yeah, good job. Hey girl. Good girl. Okay. So this time I'm gonna let the leash pressure do the work. She should be running out. There it is. Good girl. This way. This way. Good girl. There you go. So she responded to the pressure on the leash getting tight because we ran out of space. And then as soon as she kind of turned and paid attention to where I was, I just kind of cheerleaded her back in. That was good. So same thing here. Gonna probably make the leash as a boundary. So far the leash is still nice and loose. She's actually paying attention on her own. Girl. Come here. Good girl. Very good. So that one was definitely all her, just paying attention to where I was going and what I was doing. Good girl. Gonna give her a break and throw this away, and we'll record more on the evening session. Good girl. Good weight. Use the leash as a boundary. Good girl. Good girl. Good pee-pee. Come here. Let me go get you some more treats. Good girl. This way. This way. This way. Good girl. I know, we'll go that way. Give me a sec. So just creating a boundary since she's interested in going that way, seeing the people. So I'm just holding pressure. Come on, gotta go this way, get some more treats. Good girl. There you go. Yes, this way. Good girl. Very good. Okay, good girl. Holding pressure so she didn't go into the street. And holding pressure this way. Good girl. Okay, wait. Get some more treats, hold on. Okay, good girl, thank you. Alright, so just got some more treats for her. I'm gonna just work on leash boundaries. Good girl, good job. And recall. Good girl, come here, Indy. Oh, good girl. Good sit. There you go. Good job. Okay. Traffic must be really bad on 95. The ramp is really backed up. She might have to go number 2. Oh, good girl. Good girl. Good weight. Yeah, you're doing so good. Come here. Good girl. Good girl. I see you. Good girl. Okay. So now before the leash gets tight, oh, I was gonna try to call her, but she paid attention. Good girl. Good job. And that'll just be important to know whether or not you're working on her responding to the leash pressure or her responding to her name. I'll try again with her name before the leash gets tight this time, especially now that she's gonna get a little bit more distracted with these smells. Oh, good girl. You know I was talking about you. Hi. Good girl. Go ahead. Go explore. Good girl. Oh, okay. So, because that was the third natural redirect, instead of going and checking out, I'll go ahead and reward her. A lot of times pups will consider that the end and then they'll check out. If we wanted to maintain focus, I would have her focus on me and change direction, or look at me. But because I want to try to practice a little bit of recall, I actually want her to kind of get distracted, get ahead, all those things. She's still doing really good though. Good girl, good weight. So I'm just counting still in my head. I'll wait till maybe the 5th time when she redirects. So here we go, this will be good. Indy, yes, good girl. Good girl, thank you. Good job. It's a good mix to get in different environments for training. You know, the indoor closer walk, kind of heel work, tighter environment, and then the outdoor distractions, recall environment, just to help with more of a well-rounded training program. Indy, good girl, come here. Good job, that was really good. So trying to catch her right before the leash got tight. Good girl. Then I'm just gonna start walking this way to help promote her. Good girl. Don't want her to go in the tall grass, so I'll be ready to lock the leash to create a boundary if necessary, but she's doing really good. Keep an eye out, sometimes there's critters down there, and that'll make dogs jump the gun. So it's always good to be ready. She's doing really good though. Hi. Good girl. Doing a really good job sticking on me. There we go. Good girl. Good girl. Okay. Okay. I'll give her another treat. Oh, good sit. Good girl. Yeah, you're doing so good. Alright. Got a little boy. Bringing the recycling bin back in. See if that helps to kind of create a distraction for her. There we go. Good girl. Yes, good job. Just rewarding her for checking back in on me after the event on her own. Good job. Okay, now I'm just gonna start walking this way. Good job. And she's paying attention enough to follow. So didn't need any leash pressure or verbal cues. Good girl. I know. Hi. Not gonna get to practice much recall with you doing this, huh? Good girl. There we go. Good girl. Oh, something caught her nose. I'm just gonna stand here. Actually, I'll try to move. I don't want her to respond to the leash pressure. I'll see if she does it either by herself or I know it's hot. Oh. So, been trying to keep the session short. She likes taking her breaks though. And it's always good to pay attention to the dogs too, especially if you're either out for a hike or for a longer walk and they continuously want to try to stop and lay down or relax for a minute. That definitely is a good cue to let you know that they're getting tired. Luckily we got some water close to home here, but got a little bit of a breeze now, which is nice, but it's still pretty hot out. So it's always best to err on the side of caution. Just keep taking breaks. They're going inside and getting water and doing some playing, and then we'll do some recall around the house, which is pretty easy exercise for them, but it's still good practice. Good girl. She's just following me with focus, which is good. No leash pressure, no verbal cues. I'm gonna try to walk her by. There's a couple guys up there working on cars. See how she does redirecting with those distractions there. Good girl. But yeah, you can always tell. Kind of like with us, we end up slowing down. Breathing gets a little bit more labored. Usually dogs are panting, but when you can kind of clearly hear it, it's usually a sign. Doesn't help that the air is really thick right now. Good girl. Okay. So I'm gonna stop here, use verbal cues. Indy. Good girl, very good. Because we want her to see but not interact with anybody unless of course we prompt. So now I'm just gonna use the leash pressure. Oh, there you go.
Thank you.
No problem. Oh, you okay? It's just tape. You're okay.
Mind if I take a picture of your dog?
Yeah, sure. This is Indy. I'm actually training her for somebody. She's a little skittish if you can't tell. She's really sweet though.
My
Good girl.
This one looks just like it, a little bit smaller though.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that brindle coat is awesome.
Yeah.
Does she know what kind of dog she has?
I mean, it's got the same pattern as that, just like smaller. I don't know what it is.
She's like a cattle dog. I'm thinking pointer mix from the coat, but I'm not sure either. But we have another cattle dog that's staying with us, a blue one, and he's about pretty much the exact same size.
Yeah.
So if hers is smaller, it might just be something that's mixed with it too. That's cool.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks, man. Have a good one. Good girl. Come here, it's okay. Good girl. So that was good. She didn't run away. You know, she was a little scared at first, but just giving her time to get adjusted to the guys, which is good. Now she seems curious, so just gonna let her linger here for a little bit so she can get used to them. It's good that she's staying nice and calm. You know, the leash isn't locked or anything. She can kind of freely move as she wishes. Hey, how's it going? Good girl. She's doing good. Good girl. All right, good job. Okay. So one of those times when just want to try to take the cues from her as much as possible. All right, let's go. Good job. and just watch her body language. You can kind of see there, it wasn't stiff, but it wasn't loose. It's kind of right in between. The tail was down, one ear up, one ear was down. So pretty much as neutral as we can get. You know, a little bit curious, a little bit apprehensive, not moving backwards or forwards from them. It was good that she didn't get scared or anything too when he interacted with her. So that was good. Camera is about to die. I usually charge the camera in between dogs, but I had it in the refrigerator to cool down. So I'm just gonna keep the leash loose, let her explore. Good girl. You ready to go home, get some water? Oh, what do you think? Come here, Andy. Good girl, and sit. Good job. We'll give her a little break. Good girl. Hi. Would you like to sit? Good girl. Good sit. Alrighty. Let's go hopefully make some friends. Good girl. Oh, I know, it's a shopping cart. Oh my goodness, it's a loud truck. The struggle is real. Come on, good girl. You're doing good. What do you think? Good girl. It's okay. You see that tail tucked in? Come on. You're okay. Good girl. Good girl. Good job. Alrighty, come on. It's okay, we'll wait. Hey. Good girl. Alright, come on. What do you think, huh? Good girl. Let's go. Good girl. So far, no takers. What we're gonna try to do is just walk. Hopefully we'll run into some friendly folk or some kids or other dogs. We're gonna make a trip to the pet store, and then we're gonna go make a trip towards the Target, and then we'll head back. We're gonna try to do some heavy socializing this weekend for her. Hi, how you doing? Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. All right. Oh, there's a skateboard. Oh, it's okay. Good girl. Come here. Yes, good girl. It's okay. I know, right? Come on. It's okay. Good girl. That'll be kind of one thing of concern as well, is when she gets spooked like that, not having the rope harness on. Okay. Hi, how you doing? See, it's okay. Okay. So, two different things that you can kind of do in these situations. The first thing that we can do is just kind of give her some time and let her kind of soak it in with all the noises and everything going on. Because he's coming back, I'm going to try to get her out of the situation because it's going to be a little bit too much. So I'm just going to try to keep it casual and just kind of have her walk with me through it. It's okay. It's fine. It's okay. It's fine. It's okay. So I'm just trying to keep her on the left side, so that way she doesn't keep just trying to go towards the road as the boundary. Good girl, it's okay. Good girl, it's alright. Come on. This way. Yes, good girl. Okay. Yes, good girl. Okay. Very good. So, had to tighten up the leash, and you know, it's pulling a little bit more for sure just because she's freaked out, but still trying to kind of loosen whenever possible. Yes, good girl. So right here, right? And now she's got a walker coming up. And the main thing is, because she's scared and she wants to go that way, I'm actually gonna have her just go this way with me. Good girl. I'm not pulling her, I'm just releasing pressure when she comes the right way. Yes, girl, girl. And then just applying that pressure again when she starts going the wrong way. We're letting the leash do it. Yes, good girl, this way. Very good, there you go. As especially when they're scared, we want to try our best not to kind of pull them any kind of direction, because they'll be most likely just wanting to resist that just because we're pulling against where they want to go. Most of the time it'll just be like a natural instinct for them to just counter pull. So all we want to do is our best to just kind of create that barrier so she can't just keep freaking out and going the wrong way, and then encouraging her to go the right way and just releasing the pressure whenever possible. Good girl, there you go. Good. So the worst of it seems to be over. That was a good relaxed kind of shake there. Get out some of that stress yawn as well. Good girl. And then the tail's not as tucked in, walking a little bit more freely, not just trying to head back out into the streets. That's really good. Just gonna take advantage of this and try to keep on guiding her while keeping the leash as loose as possible. Okay. Yes, good girl, very good. Good girl. Okay, and we got some food or candy coming up, so just lifting up a little bit. Good girl. Yes. Good girl. how you doing? Good girl. Come. Yep. Good. So just applying slight pressure while holding to get her to come to this direction, and then just gonna release the pressure as soon as she starts. Nope. Good girl. Yep. There you go. Because I don't want her to go that way, so that's why the leash is nice and tight. And then when she comes back this way, it'll be loose again. And just using patience. Yes, good girl. Come on. Yes, good girl. Very good. Using verbal cues to help her out, but mostly just staying consistent. Good girl. Very good. Hi, how you doing? Good girl. There you go. Good job. All right. Good. And then walking again. And as I'm walking forward, good girl. We'll create that natural tension on the leash because she's still stuck behind. And then that tension releases as soon as she picks up. Yes, good girl. Very good. Nope. Okay. Yes, good girl. And that's what I mean there. You kind of see, because I didn't want her to go into the street, I created the boundary as the leash there, and I started taking a couple steps back, and just instinctively, she wants to pull harder against that. So that's why you want to try to avoid it as much as possible. It'll be hard to always do those things, but if you can make it so you have the boundary created by the leash and let her kind of eventually give up, then you'll be okay. Good girl, get pee-pee. Yeah, you're a good girl. Would you like a treat? Would you like a treat? Oh yeah, that's a good girl. Good girl, all right. It's gonna be pretty hot out, so that's why we're trying to work later on in the evening, and there's still plenty of people around and it's still a bit overwhelming for her. So we want to try to take it as slow as possible and give her as much time as she kind of needs to get settled in. Yes, good girl, very good. Okay. So I saw there that she was kind of ready to move, so I went ahead and started moving. So it's gonna be really important that when you're out working with her, especially to socialize her, that's gonna be the main agenda. Not to try to rush to get anywhere or get her to do anything, but really kind of focus on paying attention to her and what she needs. Okay, so I think she's interested in the crutches there. Good girl. Very good. I know, what's that? Good girl. Okay, same thing here. Just creating the boundary so she can't go and run onto the street the wrong way. And I'm just holding. Good girl, this way. Good, very good. Okay. So that sideways pressure is there a little bit on and off, but as long as she's not also pulling forward, I can still move forward. Good girl. That way we can kind of keep making our way to the pet store while trying to keep the leash nice and loose. Good girl. Good girl. Come on. Very good. Okay. And see, same thing there. Because she stopped and I was still going. Immediately, as soon as she felt that pressure, she wanted to back pressure. Right? So that's where I'm not going to continue applying pressure, but I'm not going to let her keep going the wrong way either. Good girl. Yes, this way. Very good. This way. Yes, good girl. There you go. Okay. And this is where saving those verbal cues when she needs additional help comes into play. Is that you won't want to have to micromanage all the time. You can let the leash do the work. That way, those times when she does need additional help, encouragement, micromanagement, or verbal cues, then you'll have them kind of in reserve. Okay. So you got a lot of people coming and going. She's gonna start freaking out. Same thing. We're gonna just let the leash create that boundary. Good girl. Okay. Okay. And then as soon as these guys go by, there's gonna be a little bit of an opening socially. So I'm gonna try to take advantage of that and slowly start to walk this way. There you go, good girl. And that's gonna help encourage her to drive forward. Okay, as soon as she resists too much, I'm gonna go this way. Good girl. Now there's more people there, so holding again. Good girl, it's okay. You can kind of see, as long as she's not pulling, trying to keep that leash nice and loose. Now there's more people coming again. Not letting her backtrack. Just waiting. And this is what I mean about her kind of getting overwhelmed and being too much. Oh, there's a pup. Oh, you want to say hi? Hi, how you doing? She sounds vicious, but she's very friendly. You say hi? Good girl. And take that opportunity to let her kind of meet another dog and get that tail going, get her mind off of her fears. Cute puppy. Aww, good girl. You guys have a good one. Yeah, good girl. Yeah, you did good. So, that was a good interrupt. Kind of helped break up her just being constantly overwhelmed by everything. Okay, there's another pup up there. Good girl. So same thing here. Now that she has the opposite problem and is pulling forward, I'm gonna try to apply that pressure forward so she doesn't just keep pulling. And then when she stops and it goes loose again, we'll start walking again. Good girl. All right. Hopefully we'll get to make some more friends in the pet store. Good girl. Definitely a little bit cooler out in the evening, a little bit of a breeze. So camera hasn't overheated this time, which is good. I'll have to try to hope for the best tomorrow evening. Good girl. Hi, how you doing? Oh, it's okay. Yeah, she's shy. Come here, it's okay. Hi. Good girl. Look, there's another pup. I know, you want to say hi. They're busy though. Good girl. Come on, let's go inside. This way. Yes, good girl. Very good. And the reason why we're helping with the verbal cues is just because the distractions and her anxieties and fears are too much, that the leash is just not enough. Good girl. I know, they're busy working. You can't say hi to that one. Come on. I know. Oh, I know. It's okay. We'll find more friends. Hi, how you doing? Good girl. Good. You can kind of see there, because she was excited but she couldn't interact with that one. I tried to just kind of get her attention and kept moving her on forward, so that way she wouldn't linger and or overreact. Just giving her somewhere to go and something to do as opposed to just something not to do. Good girl. Hey, how you doing? Okay. And at this point, because she's been so overwhelmed and scared outside, I'm just gonna try to give her a break and let her just kind of smell and explore, let her nose help her to relax by giving her all these good distractions. And just keeping the leash nice and loose and following her. Good girl. Who's that? Who's that? Huh? Who's that? It's a good girl. Okay. So if she wants to go and check them out, I'll ask them, but if she wants to go and create some space, I'll just go ahead and follow her. Especially because she's so overwhelmed earlier. We really want to try to give her an opportunity to still make this a really good experience, just going out and about. And that's just something that you'll have to be mindful of when you're out socializing her. You know, is it too much negative and scared? Is there any way that you can make it easier by giving her some more space or going when it's quieter or when there's more dogs or something like that that she can kind of interact with? I might bring her friend next time with us too on a social session. Let's just kind of see how that goes. Just because he's a little bit more friendly. He can be also kind of shy, so I'll give it a try, and if they're both too shy, then it's usually not a good call, because then they'll just kind of feed off of each other. But if we find somebody that is nice and confident and well socialized, that would make a great partner for her. I'm gonna go and try to get her towards that puppy again, so hopefully they can say hi. Good girl. Yes. So I'm just having like a rough general direction of where I want to go, but I'm just letting her have the time that she needs to kind of smell and get everything in. Good girl. Helps too, especially now that there's some people with carts around. You want her to kind of get distracted with other things as much as possible, so that way she's not just focused on things that make her uncomfortable. What was that? What was that? Oh, good girl. Here you go. Good girl. Oh, I know. You want to go say hi? Come on, this way. And because the other family is busy looking at the kittens, I want her to kind of have time to see the other pup. Oh, this way. I know, you want to say hi. Hi, how you doing? Good girl. Yes, see, you're okay, good. Yes, very good. So, because there'll definitely be times like earlier when she can't interact with the other dog because either they're a service dog, the other owner isn't sure, or if the other party is busy, we want to get her used to seeing the other dog and then redirecting back calmly to us. And we'll try going this way to see if the other people are interested. Come. Good girl. So she might have just gone off of the leash pressure, but just added a little bit of the verbal cue just to help her out. Good girl. Very good. That was good. It's a good example there. She saw the service dog. As they were walking away, she looked back to me, and that's when you want to try to give her that that praise or that affirmation that she did the right thing. Okay, so now she's a little overwhelmed there. You can kind of tell in the change of behavior and her wanting to kind of create her own space. Okay. Good girl. Yes. And because I don't want her to learn to just run from her fears, give her that kind of opportunity to reset and then try again. Good girl. Yes, very good. You're okay. Good girl, you're okay. Good. There we go. So instead of running away from the guys and being scared, very good. Good girl. She has the opportunity to just get used to their presence, the sound of their voice, things like that. Good girl. Okay. Good girl. There you go. Whoa. Either a stressed yawn or a tired yawn. Getting distracted. No, don't like that. Don't know what that is. Good girl. Alright. So, gonna stop her from going the wrong way. Because I want her to actually walk with me back towards the kittens and through these guys. So just creating that boundary and then just gently leading. Alright. Good girl. Very good. I know. Good girl. I know. You can't say hi to that one. Unfortunately, their friend is gone, so we'll see if she can see any kittens or anything. Okay, just creating that boundary there. Yes, good girl. It's okay. Good girl. Yep. Good girl. Oh, it's okay. What's that, huh? So the sound, everything kind of freaking her out. And this is why, is that just kind of not letting her run away, but at the same time not forcing her into it, gives her the opportunity to kind of get used to things on her own. It'll be mostly our job to kind of present the opportunity for her to help her out. Hey, how you doing? Oh, good girl. There you go. She thought about it. I'm sorry. No, it's all good. It actually helps. She's trying to get used to everything. Once she warms up, she's really good. It's okay. So same thing here. Don't want her to just run away scared. It's okay. Good girl. Good girl. Good, okay. Okay. Because I don't want her to block the door because there's going to be people coming, I'm going to start walking this way. Good girl. There you go. Good girl. This way. Okay, I'm just going to start walking again this way. And that'll increase the pressure. Good. Oh. Poor thing. So you can kind of clearly tell she's still kind of overwhelmed with everybody. But at the same time kind of curious. So good girl. Not going to go too far. Not going to let her run away. Give her an opportunity to kind of get used to everything. Good girl. She sees the pup there. Good girl. Girl. There you go. Letting her have the opportunity to check things out on her own time and steam there. Very good. Good girl. See how she's kind of going back and forth with uncertainty but curiosity. You're okay. So you kind of see the sudden movement there. Scared her a little bit. She got excited too at the same time. Oh, there's another pup. I know. Good girl. Oh. Hi. Is it okay if she says hi? Thanks. She loves other pups. Good girl. Oh, she's cute. How old is she? Oh. Oh, good girls.
Yeah, she's very friendly, very playful.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Love Rotties. Hi. Oh, good girls.
How old is yours? What kind of dog?
A cattle mix. She's a couple years old. She's really good with dogs, but she's kind of scared of people, so we're just trying to get her out and about a little bit.
Yeah, that's good to get.
Yeah, good girl.
Doesn't really come out much. She's likes running after deers and dogs all the time.
There you go.
That's how you
She drags me.
Aw.
Drags me on my stomach.
Oh no.
And it's games.
Good girl.
How's it going?
Good girl. Good job. Good job. It was nice meeting you guys. Gonna let him go. Hi. Hi. Oh, you are so sweet. Look at you. You're so sweet. Your eyeballs out there. There you go. There you go. Take care. Good girl. I know, we can't go. Good girl. Yeah, good job. And then we're gonna try to just end on a good note there for her, because we got a little bit of a walk back. We're running out of battery. But she did really good. Good girl. Yeah, look at you. Good girl. Yes, good job. And that's what a normal social session looks like. Good girl. Come on, let's go home. Good girl. Want another treat? Yeah? Okay, good girl.